Hey Saints, welcome back to my channel, Encouraging the Saints. So today I wanted to relay an encouragement that the Lord had given me about a year ago. And I just wanted to share that with anyone who is going through, who, may be like me in a Christian marriage and you just need some encouragement. And so this encouragement is coming from 1 Samuel 25, okay? And it's with Abigail, Nabal, and David. And so to preface this encouragement and this message, what happened is I was invited to a French church in Destin, like I said, about a year ago, right? And it was around the same time where like everything's at the height of, you know, uh, me, possibly leaving my husband and all this, right? And so I go to the church and I'm sharing with one of the ministers what I'm going through, honestly. And, even though that may seem like, gosh, you just telling somebody your business or what have you like that, when you are at your wits' end, you're just, or not just at your wits' end, but you just like, just feeling like you are reaching for hope. You like, please, you don't want to leave, you don't want to divorce or anything like that. You looking for hope, right? And so, and if anybody knows, like we've been through counseling before and everything like that, and we have experienced, what I have experienced in us getting counseling, and I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, is that like when we would share um, our issues with the counselors, right? Y'all, we would get like deer in the headlights. They would be like yikes, like this is a lot. This is not your typical, oh, he hit you, oh, he's cheating or she's cheating or what have you like that. This was you know y'all need help. It was like that, right? And so we would get counseling sometimes, and the typical response would be, husbands, love your wives. Wives, respect your husbands. Y'all go read the five love languages, or y'all go read this book, read that book, and nothing would change, right? And so, like I said, just kind of you're like this. Where is my hope? I need hope, Father, right? So I go to this church and I'm sharing with one of the ministers, right? And he's listening very intently and everything, and he's listening, right? And he's speechless, just like everybody else was. He was speechless, and so he's kind of nodding and he's listening, and he's just like, wow, like this is heavy, right? And so, but y'all, this is the thing. He he's listening and he says, he's like, I'm listening, and he said, God is telling me to have you to go and read about Abigail and David. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh my, like you almost feel like it's a bit of hope, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, wow, nobody's ever referred that for marriage. So, I mean, I'm like very, very hopeful, right? And so, before I read it, I go back, and before I read it and everything, I'm praying. I'm like, Father, give me understanding. Help me not to jump the gun, to think that, you know, my husband is Nabal, because Nabal is always referred to as like the foolish husband and everything, right? And so I didn't want to jump the gun and like, oh yeah, that's my husband, this and that and everything, right? And so I'm reading, and it took about a day for the Lord to, about say maybe a half a day, overnight, roughly a day, right? And so just the backstory of that story basically is that uh, David's men protected Nabal's men in the field, right? And so David goes to, he sends his men to Nabal to say, hey, my men protected your men while we were out in the field. Hook me up with a little food or something like that, right? Nabal's like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't helping you. Beat it, right? So David's men go back to David and say, Nabal said no, he ain't giving us nothing. So David comes and he's like, up, rally up the boys. We about to go slicing and dicing. And he said we gonna kill anything that even pisses against the wall, right? So Nabal's men come and tell Abigail. He's like, yo, David's men is about to come down here and jack us all up. What you gonna do? So Abigail meets David. She gets a little basket together, what have you, like that. She meets him, right? And she says, and this is what I'm getting at. This is the message, right? She meets David and she says, look here, you got something good going on. The Lord is about to make you king of Israel, and you about to let your anger, this little thing right here, you about to let your anger mess up a good thing, right? And that was the message. That was the message that God gave me. He said, this is what the Lord told me. He said, your husband is not Nabal. Your husband is David. Because remember, we talking about we got a Christian marriage, right? That's what we all, some of us are saying, like, hey, I'm in a Christian marriage. I'm Christian. My husband Christian. David, what? He's a man after God's own heart. But Abigail's telling him, your anger is about to mess up a good thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, right? And so that is the message. The message is that God is telling me to share with you guys. And the message that he gave me, one, is that yes, this is like, he was basically telling me, like, I hear you. I hear and I see what you are going through, what you're experiencing. Y'all, I'm sorry, look, I ain't had my air on this whole time. The Lord is saying he hears you, right? He hears you, and that he wants you to know that you have a voice. Even though you may feel like you don't have a voice in your home, you have a voice with him. He hears you. He says in Psalm 145:18 that he is near to all those who call upon him in truth. He is near to the brokenhearted, right? That's the message that he wanted me to just share that with you guys. It's so comforting. It's comforting to know, like, when we are suffering in a home that's either hostile or like I said, inhospitable. You just in a home where you feel like you don't have a voice, where you're always hushed or what have you. God is saying, I hear you, girl. I hear you. And your husband, he about to mess up a good thing. But I'm letting you know I hear you. And I'm here for you, and I'm going to give you peace. And that's the message, is that he's going to give you peace. He's going to give you a reprieve. He's going to give you refuge. And that is the message. So I want y'all, when you get an opportunity, go to read 1 Samuel chapter 25. It's with Abigail, David, and Nabal. And I'll see if he says the same thing to you that he spoke to me. But that's the message, that God hears you. And he's saying that, especially if you're in a Christian marriage where you're a Christian, your husband is a Christian, but whether it's anger or what have you, it's basically saying God sees that he's letting your spouse know you're about to mess up a good thing. You're about to mess up a good thing. Your cries, your prayers are not falling on deaf ears. And he's going to rescue you out of that situation. That is the point, that he's going to rescue you. He's saying, I hear you, girl, and I'm not going to let you keep suffering in this situation, okay? So I hope that's a blessing to somebody. I hope that you know that it is in the Word. It's in the Word, that like, this message is in the Word, that God hears you. Look at that possibly as, like, your husband is David, a godly man, but he's still about to mess up a good thing. So just know that God hears you, and he's advocating for you. He's advocating for you, and he's defending you, okay? God bless. Let me know in the comments if this was a blessing. Tell me in the comments, please, if this channel is a blessing to you. God has had me to understand that this is just my season right now to encourage other believers, other Christian wives who are experiencing separation and divorce and don't know what to do in this season, and don't know the scriptures that support us getting help or getting out of this situation. And so he is giving me scriptures, he's giving me understanding and revelation, and he is telling me, I want you to tell these other women who think it's not in the Word, that they can have peace, that you can live in peace in your home, that you can have peace in your life, you can be happy, and like you can be happy. And so he's just having me to do a lot of these messages to let you know that it's in his word, and he's showing me, and I'm going to keep showing you guys as he shows me. And so like I said, if this is a blessing to you at all, please comment below, share, and subscribe, please. Okay, God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.